Simpy.
Simpy sound.
Hello.
Simpy cup.
Welcome back, if you're there. I'm sitting here with Mr. Jeramie Anderson and Ryan Simpson. Hello, boys.
Hi, Cody.
Hi, Cody.
How you doing?
Good.
Hell
How
yeah,
you
thanks
doing?
for coming.
Thanks for having us.
Hell yeah.
Is this thing on?
It's on this time. Yeah.
It's filming us.
Yeah.
Should I take my hat off?
Oh,
I'm gonna leave it on.
Probably looks alright.
You're definitely gonna want to leave it on.
Where should I put my hands?
Whatever's most comfortable.
Put it on the mic. You want to
Yeah, we're gonna
grab it
hold the
really
mic the
tight.
whole time.
There you go. Yeah, that's good.
Just didn't close it. Like, does it sound any different? Yes. So as you may know, they are part of Sunshrine and Goldbird Recordings.
Yes.
So what the hell is that?
We got a label. We put out. Wow.
Sorry to put you on the spot.
4 things?
We put out 3 or 4 things now.
in very
Nice.
limited amounts.
Some really crappy tapes that don't sound good. That's just the beginning, though.
Yeah.
Was it tape the first thing?
I think it was. It was a
Yeah.
split, a Condor and Jaybird and Golden Fleece split
Yeah, my tape duplicator broke
halfway through.
partway through, so all the tapes just sound
No.
like
Oh.
trash.
We
Damn.
did give them away though, which
Yeah.
is
And I still have a pile of them at my house.
we did not give all of them away.
Talking about cassettes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, how much quality can you get out of a cassette with like?
It can sound pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like most cassettes will be like compared to like CD quality, like between like a 7 and 8,
Yeah.
you know, 10 being like the CD quality. These are definitely like a 3
Okay.
or 2.
Yeah.
They get a little bit, you know.
Well, that just adds to it. It's more unique.
That's what we told people.
Yeah.
We were like, "This, you're not gonna find quality like this.
You're not going to believe this.
You're not gonna find quality like this." We did not tell them that that's because they're so bad.
I guess we put out the first Sunshrine album,
Mm-hmm.
Trapped in Flowers, which we did like 20 copies of, like
Yeah.
a DIY CD.
Like just
Very-
cardboard covers.
Very exclusive. for
Very
this.
was.
exclusive.
In fact, we sold out our first show.
I bet.
As Sunshine.
And what was next? Oh, Connor's album.
Yeah.
Actually.
We
Oh,
did put
yeah.
out
Yeah,
Connor's.
yeah, Connor's thing. I helped him record that and mixed it and all that. So that was fun.
Nice.
Just a little out
I
of the
sent Mind
basement.
Mirror, and that's really it.
Mhm.
Aside from the new Sunshine album.
New Sunshine record. The new Condor record's gonna come out on Goldbird.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's a little up and starter project type of thing.
So you basically handle the release of the whole thing. Do you handle the whole recording of everything, every project too?
Mostly Ryan does actually. He's got a studio in his basement. That's like pretty nice, pretty accessible. I know Connor did his record there, and pretty much everything's been done there. I
Aside
don't.
from Mind Mirror.
Yeah.
Mind Mirror recorded with Pat at Future Apple Tree.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah. Shout out to
Yeah,
Pat.
pretty much everything else I've just recorded in my basement.
Nice. What got you started into recording music and stuff?
I don't know. I got like a little cheap, like a Foztex. It's like a 4-track digital recorder when I was probably like 14,
Mm-hmm.
and just started recording goofy songs by myself,
Hell yeah.
and
I
then
feel
worked
like
up like to different gear, and then
Nice.
yeah, basically that.
a lot of the time stuff like this kind of happens out of necessity, you know.
True,
Like
yeah.
you want to demo something or like just like make a crappy recording, and then you do 1 or 2 and you're like, that doesn't sound that bad.
Right.
Maybe
Right.
if I got a better mic, then I could make it sound a little better. And then
Yeah.
eventually you're like, I feel like people could hear this and not know that it was done in a basement.
Yeah.
And then you start recording music, I guess.
Yeah, I've had a lot of people that come in here say that like they started doing what they do out of necessity. It's
Mhm.
like, well, I wanted to do this and no one was doing it, so I
Yeah,
guess
same
I
with
had
putting
to
out
do
our
it.
records. You know, putting out our own records, funding it ourselves, and all that.
Hell yeah.
It's like
Are you-
some people try to wait around for a label, and like in 2019, you don't have to do that.
Yeah, it's kind of
Right.
a lot of times it can be bad for you. and-
Yeah, if
Yeah.
you wait around, it's horrible, like, especially if people are spending a lot of money going into a studio or something like that.
Right.
Like, why wait around? You can easily just go online and find a lot of places to get vinyl pressed and get CDs made and make your own tapes or make your own CDs, whatever the hell you want to do.
Yeah,
Right.
and so like, I mean, you do the math on it, and you're probably going to spend at least $400 at a studio, you know, but you're paying for the engineer, you're paying for all the gear there. You can learn pretty much anything on YouTube with enough time on your hands to do trial and error stuff. So you take that $400, buy a nice preamp and a decent mic, and I mean, you don't need much else, I don't think, anyway.
At least to get started.
Yeah. Yep.
Hell yeah.
Are you guys, as Goldbird, are you thinking about, or have you taken any other artists on, other than like?
I think eventually we will. I think after this next Condor release, it'd be nice to kind of seek out putting out someone else's music who's not in all the bands that have that are associated with it so far.
I think the hard part's getting like a pool of cash, you know, because right now it's so small and it's just our music that we're still in the building up process. But I think like once you get enough cash, then you could be like, oh, that's going to do really well, we want to put that out, and then you have the money to be like, this is what we can offer you, as opposed to like, well, we could put it out, but we can only make half the records you want, and you know, and that's kind of how it is for our records right now. But
you guys have just done cassettes, or do you do CDs? Well, you did.
We done CDs, and then we did vinyl for the most recent Golden Fleece release.
Nice.
And the Condor record will be on vinyl too.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's kind of how the build up happens. It was like cassettes, and then we took that money, what little money there was, and then we put on that festival, Bird Fest, a couple Junes ago. Took that money, put it back into, you know, the band, and it just keeps coming back a little bit more each time. You know how those things tend to happen.
Nice.
And so hopefully we can like get to a pool place where we can know that if we put in X amount of dollars, then we'll get this back to help grow the label, grow more bands, you know.
Yeah, just kind of keep reinvesting instead of getting paid. I don't think I've ever gotten paid from any band I've ever been in or venture of that. Like, it just, you got to put it back into it, you know. Eventually, maybe someday I'll make like $20, you know. Occasionally we'll be able to get like food in a hotel on the road, but that's basically it. It's like, if we get some food, that's really cool.
This is a phrase I invented, and I'm the only person I know who says it, but the journey really is the destination.
Wow, I've never heard that.
Wow.
Man, that's really that's pretty
cut
deep,
that as a
Jeramie.
highlight. That'll be a highlight there.
Yeah, maybe on the highlight page. Yeah, the YouTube highlight page yet.
We have started. Yeah.
Thumbnail's just a movie.
Yeah, that's a TM. That's a Jeramie TM. Please don't say that.
A huge DIY element. I mean, obviously, I know that with you guys, but that's pretty cool. I mean, the whole from the ground up type, like you said, cassettes to CD to vinyl. Is that expensive?
Vinyl?
Yeah, it's very.
It really is
it's
expensive.
It's very expensive.
Yeah, and like it gets cheaper the more you order, but still, it's super expensive.
Right.
But yeah, I think that's kind of the only way to do it nowadays. You know, is to just like either do it yourself and like start trying to build what it is you want, or like tread water for 10 years hoping that what you want to happen will happen by chance, you know. And I just don't think that's that realistic anymore.
Definitely.
You can do everything yourself now.
Yeah.
You don't need anyone really, except for like your friends and your bandmates and stuff, and people who are like going for the same thing.
Right.
Yeah, it's about how you know, like who you know. That's like how we got on this podcast. It's like,
right.
I knew Cody from back in the day. He's the plug. So like I hit him up. I was like, hey man, between you and me and our network that we have here, what about a plug for the
I was like, of course,
I
please.
slid him a 20, and that.
Yeah, I don't think I've gotten paid once from doing the podcast either, but you know, maybe like 10 years I'll get $20.
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Some free Taco Bell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
find some local business that wants to get a shout out, you know.
Right. I mean, sometimes the guests bring me drugs.
Well, that's
fine. Or whatever.
That's pretty much the whole thing. That's the whole scheme.
That's why I'm
right?
here, boys. So what do you got for me? I'm just kidding.
Bush Light.
Have a Bush Light, a couple cigarettes, man.
Who, speaking of like just knowing people like within the, I guess, community, or music community. Dream Milk, that artwork is crazy.
Yes.
Who did that?
I found that on the public domain.
Oh, okay.
I typed in Satan and got about like 7 images, and that was one of them.
Okay, I got
There's
you.
like one version of it that was like half drawn. I don't know where or who it came from. I'd have to relook it up and find who the artist was, but
Some crazy stuff on the internet for free.
yeah, the public domain
that's
is
crazy.
pretty amazing. I've found a lot of stuff on the public domain. Like,
So now that you guys are using it, or at least the likeness of it as a cover, I mean, that it's not like you had to buy.
no, I just
Something.
had, the only thing you have to do when you use that is cite the, like,
okay.
whoever, like, has possession of it, which is like the National Gallery of Art in Washington most of the time has like the rights to the public domain images and all that stuff.
And now it has Sunshrine Dream Milk on there. So if someone tries to use that, you can be like, I'm suing you now.
We copyrighted that. So,
Yeah, we re-copyrighted.
yeah, so I'll need that 20 back if you want to show that on this channel.
I've never really been like bitten in the ass for using public domain images. I don't like, there could be an issue with it. I have no clue,
Well,
honestly.
public domain shit.
Like, it's public domain, that means I could use it for whatever.
Well, yeah,
I
like
would assume.
it's like row your boat on Kenny versus Spenny, right?
Yeah.
It's public domain. Public domain. Public domain.
There's lots of good resources out there for people, like, even if you're just starting out and need, like, hey, I can't even hire someone, you know, you can be like, oh shit, I know there's something good on public domain.
Seriously.
Yeah. And go on Fiverr.com.
Fiverr. Oh yeah, Fiverr, yeah.
I was looking into that earlier this year because I wanted to like get some album art for my next project, and it was so funny. Like, I messaged this page on Instagram. I mean, Fiverr. I was looking into that, but I messaged this page on Instagram first. They did, like, I don't know, what do you call it, digital collage work.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, we don't do commissions. But then, like, 2 weeks later, this dude added me or followed me on Instagram, and something in his profile said something about commissions. He did the same thing.
Cool.
It was like just like that. Had some album art.
Just
That's
look
what we
up the
did for
hashtag.
the Golden Fleece album. I
Okay.
found some collage artist on Instagram
Nice.
that I really liked one of his pieces, and just like hit him up and asked what he'd charge for me to use it as an album cover.
Nice.
Like, shot me a price, and then it's pretty much like I could only use it for the album art. I couldn't put it on T-shirts or anything, or else I'd have to like pay more. I was like
Right.
making more money from it, but I went ahead and just like sent him a record when they came in.
Oh,
He's
hell
from the UK, so.
I wanted to ask you, where'd you get the name Golden Fleece?
I was looking up like just like mythology one day on the computer, and just like looking into random like Greek mythology and all that stuff, and came upon that story, and it's like, that sounds cool.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Oh, yeah.
Didn't it start? That was like a solo project you had for the longest time, wasn't it?
yeah, for like 3 or 4 years.
You're
I
just
just like wanted a name to release stuff, and just recorded everything myself in my mom's basement, and then put it out there, and then was in some other bands, and then moved around and slept on couches for a while, and then ended up back in Peoria and met some people and formed a band.
Hell yeah. Man, so what made the 3 of you guys start Goldbird Recordings? Like, why you 3? You just like all had that idea to do your own releases? Like, as opposed to, like, you know.
We both look at each other with confusion.
So
like, how did
you
this
answer
start?
this one. Well, like, as opposed to like Connor being involved too or whatever, like specifically like you and Bryson.
Well, Connor has been involved in a lot of ways too. He's
Yeah.
helped us out quite a bit with like Birdfest and all kinds of stuff. He's
Oh,
always
yeah.
super helpful. But I don't know, because I think it was around the time we had started Sunshine, which used to be Golden Jaybird, is what we went by. Whenever it was like a collaborative kind of thing where we were trying to like draw from both names. But I don't know, it's kind of inspired by Polygon Wonderland, I think.
Yeah.
King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. Are you familiar with them?
I know of them because of
They
you.
they put out an album that was completely free, like free as in you download the master tracks and you can get vinyl made, you can get CDs made, you
Oh,
can sell
wow.
them.
Yeah.
Like,
Damn.
so there's like over 200 different versions of that album out there on vinyl and all kinds of stuff, because you can do whatever. And in their disclaimer for it, they said like, start a label, hire your friends, like
Oh wow.
have
That's
at it,
dope.
like
Hell
do
yeah.
whatever the fuck you want with this. And it was in the midst of releasing like 5 albums within 1 year.
and it was probably their best
Yeah.
record from that year. They were just like giving
And
away
they felt kind of
free.
bad. They were like, "Oh, we're releasing all this record, like $40. Here you go. You gotta like buy this and buy another record like within 1 year." So they were just like, "We're just gonna give this away for free and like really for free, like do whatever the
Damn.
hell you want with it." So
Yeah.
we were like,
Hell yeah.
"Oh, we should put it out and like start our own label."
Yeah.
But then we just ended up starting a label and not doing anything with the King Gizzard album.
Right,
Just
right.
like it was just really inspiring seeing someone do that and be so like caring to their fans.
Yeah, yeah.
And I guess the label sort of came about kind of haphazardly too. Kind of like how the whole band came together was this really like improvised weird thing where like Condor had put out The Power and that other record God Wants, and we were kind of in a lull, but still like really fired up to like keep doing stuff, or at least me and Bryson were. And we pretty much just started like going to Peoria to jam and just hang out and eat shitty food and play skate and hang out, and then we started like recording the stuff we would improv on, and then so the band kind of just like sort of happened. We didn't have a name or anything.
Yeah.
Then the shows just kind of started happening, and then it was like, well, we're kind of here, and you have a band and we have a band, and like nobody to put out our records, so we might as well just like make this thing that can put them out ourselves, and I kind of feel like this whole experience with Sunshrine and Goldbird has been like a really like just like things falling into place. If it works, do it type of mentality. And the forming the label kind of seemed a lot more natural than it did like something super active. It was like they had a record coming out and we had one we were working on, and we were like, let's like just start building something, I
Right.
guess, Yeah, and it just so happened that like me, Ryan, and Bryson were in the room coming up with the idea. Like it's not like, it's I think they'd both agree that it's not like that person out.
Right.
Yeah. Like you're
Whoa,
part
whoa,
of Gold.
whoa,
You guys are all huddled together. All right, don't tell those other fuckers.
Sounds super
Whoa.
organic.
So we all
Goldbird
kind of
only.
have part in it. Like all of Condor and Jaybird and like the guys in the Golden Fleece, like they all help out with stuff too. It's not really like an exclusive kind of thing. It's just kind of like Jeramie and Bryson and I are kind of the people that keep it going. We're the ones that like kind of started it. And
It's kind of like anything else where it's like there's work to be done, and like the people who do the work are the ones who are doing the work. It's
Yeah.
like it's there's no exclusion really. It's just like, well, this is what we're trying to do. Nobody's out. If you want to help, cool.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. So, Jeramie, how did you get started into music?
How did I get started into music? I got asked to sing in a really bad band in middle school. And I did, and it was terrible. And then me and Bryson started a grindcore band with some friends when I was like 15, 16. And it just sort of like happened out of a friend group, I
Yeah.
guess. We were like, well, we're all hanging out. We all like really bad metal. Let's just make some music.
So you've known Bryson forever.
I was
though.
about to say that. Yeah, something.
Yeah, me and Bryson have been friends since middle school, 6th grade. He'd show up to school wearing his Hawaiian shirt. He's a Hawaiian shirt wearing guy. I'd be in my cargo shorts and my Bam Margera Element t-shirt, Heartagram t-shirt.
Ah, those were the days.
Those were that you remember the one, the foil, purple foil Heartagram one on the black shirt.
I think I had that shirt.
That's such a cool
We would
shirt.
have been great
I had
friends.
like a pink Heartagram skateboard deck.
Yep,
too.
I was a huge. I did not skateboard, but I did watch a lot of Jackass.
Oh, yeah.
And that was That was my era. Me and Connor have bonded on that many times. Many times.
Oh yes.
It's the era. That's how I got started in the music, was just like hanging out with friends who all played music. And you just like start playing. What were we playing at first? We were playing Waking the Cadaver riffs. You guys
Nice.
remember that band?
Yeah.
Just like playing crappy Waking the Cadaver riffs, and then somebody starts, I got an idea for something. And it just sort of happens like that.
Now, when you started singing in that one band, were you already playing guitar at the time?
No.
Okay.
I think I was 13 when I joined that band, and then the band was really bad, and I remember being smart enough to know that it was bad. Like being like
self-aware.
looking at my bandmates like, you're not good, but also I don't know how to play guitar. And then I think I started taking lessons shortly after that, like 14. Yeah, I hadn't actually done anything in like the psychedelic or like whatever alternative route. It was strictly metal and like deathcore up until I was about, I think I was 20.
After taking more drugs and
Once the DMT took its toll.
Once I got my
Yep.
hands on that Deemsters, it really unlocked it. Sort of a vortex in my mind.
definitely. I
Joe
can only
Rogan
imagine.
came to him in a dream.
Joe
Yeah.
Rogan visited me in a dream. He was half Joe Rogan, half white stag. And then he had a big jar of psychedelic tunage that he just started pouring into my third eye. And ever since, it's right in these babies.
Right? Same thing happened to me. Joe Rogan, stag. I know. It's insane.
I call him Jogan, but that's just
Jogan.
that's between me and him.
Yeah,
Like
sorry,
in,
Joe, you won't understand.
Wayne's World 2, where he has a dream of Jim Morrison. And he goes to see that dude out in England. It's like, wait, was it Jim Morrison in your dream?
Joe Rogan in
thing.
your dream.
Is it Joe Rogan in your dream?
He asked if you were triggered, and then he force-fed you 2 eighths of mushrooms.
He called me a snowflake and stuffed some mushrooms in my mouth.
I said, I can't believe you're here, Joe Rogan. He said, that's crazy, bro. Have you ever tried DMT?
Man.
Well, it sounds like a lot of. I guess it is with a lot of people, but with you guys for sure, like most of like the coming together to make music and how you ended up playing music together, and Goldbird. And, it sounds really organic.
Yeah, it
you
was.
know, just like it happens as it's happening.
Hmm.
So, like you said, falling into place. That's pretty cool.
Most of the stuff I do where I try and control or like have a super intense schedule or plan tends to go to shit, I
Yeah.
think, most of the time. Or it turns out the opposite of how I wanted it to. It's still on schedule, but it's like, no, this is no way what I imagine. So like, yeah, I think that's a lot. That's something that's different about this new record too, is that it all just sort of like fell into place from songs that we'd had for a while. Conceptually, like the concept of Dream Milk just sort of came about, you know. And then like the whole theme of the record has really just like been this evolving shape that we're all just like, it's milky, man.
Yeah, it was very milky.
Yeah.
Man. So Ryan, how did you get started in music?
I used to go down to this kid's house who lived down the street from me, where I grew up in Missouri, and he had like guitars and drums and stuff, and I was like 8 years old or something, and he taught me how to play some stuff on guitar, and then my parents got me a guitar for Christmas, like I think that year when I was 8, and then I started taking lessons from a guy who lived in a little log cabin in the middle of the woods,
Really?
like taught banjo and mandolin and stuff, and
Down
Yeah, I
there
took-
in Missouri.
I was sounds a little fucked up right now.
We sip on Daddy's
Just 200
moonshine.
miles away.
Then he said,
Civilization.
"Come out to the woods, and I'll show you the real trick to how to play these little police licks."
Yeah, I was thinking someone in the woods. How did you guys even get a hold of them?
Was it a real person or was it Satan out there sipping moonshine?
It was probably like I think it was like an ad or something like that. I don't know how my parents found him, but yeah, I just kind of started playing guitar, and I didn't join a band until I was like 21 or something like that. Where I grew up, it wasn't really conducive to like DIY bands or anything.
Yeah.
It's like I grew up in Lake of the Ozarks, which is like a tourist town. So there's like a lot of extremely talented musicians there, but the market is really for like cover bands to go around and play like 4-hour sets and stuff like that, which is cool that a lot of people can like make a living off that, but that was never been for me, like
Right,
doing
yeah.
cover sets and stuff.
Too
I'd rather
dark,
like
yes.
put energy into like writing music and playing my own music and all that stuff.
I was gonna ask, was it earlier than that? You said 21, that you found yourself like creating your own songs.
Yeah, that's whenever I moved away from there.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Wow.
And I moved to Peoria. That's where my mom was living at the time. And then started hanging out with some people up here, actually. And then I met my friend Sarah, and her and I just did this like 2-piece acoustic folk group.
Okay.
We like quit our jobs and went on a tour out east and slept in a 2-door car in
Damn.
parking lots and roamed around, and then came back and had no money and had to figure something else out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably was it a good experience though.
Oh yeah, it was awesome. It was
Hell
the
yeah.
best.
Well, how far did you go? Like all the way up to the coast?
Went out to, I think Erie, Pennsylvania was the furthest east we went on that run. But we just like put together some random coffee shop shows, like put in our 2 weeks and then started sending emails
Damn.
for 2 weeks later. And then just like put all our stuff in a 2-door, I think it was like a Cavalier or something like that.
Very small.
And then, yeah, very, very small. And slept in that in parking lots and couldn't even lean the seats back. So we're just like sitting up trying to sleep.
This one's called.
I slept at campgrounds, and I remember she had like an army tent. There was one of those that you like put a string between 2 trees,
yeah.
like that style, and we're like trying to sleep in that. That was horrible. I met some weird people. They like stayed at this tiny little baby hotel one night, and the dude staying next to us apparently was on trial for some kind of murder or something like
Wow.
that, and yeah, he was just like staying there, well, because he was like out on bail, which makes no sense to someone who's like being charged with murder or something like that, or on trial for murder. It was weird. It was so weird. But yeah. I think Sarah got kind of weirded out because I gave him a ride down to the show. I think like I went up to grab something from the hotel, and then like, yeah, he was like, I asked him what he was doing. I was like, oh, come watch us play some music. Hop in the car. It was like kind of weird, but yeah, that was an interesting trip. Pretty depressing coming back, but
So where are you located now?
I'm in Peoria.
Okay, still okay.
Yeah, that's where the Golden Fleece is from.
Right.
We're all out of there, and then I just kind of we commute back and forth and
We
text and
make it work.
yeah,
Y'all
we
do.
make it work. We FaceTime when we can.
We do what we can with what we got.
It's all you can ask for.
It's honestly
Living the dream,
Yes.
right?
Now, do you do a lot of the booking yourself then for the band, Golden Fleece? Or?
Yeah, I do pretty much all the booking. I mean, most of the time we get hit up about shows, but whenever it comes to touring and stuff like that, I'm usually the one that books it. This most recent one, Paige helped out a lot with Yellow UFO is her
Okay.
thing. She helped us out a lot with this recent one that we went on in March, which I guess isn't that recent, but
Time's flying.
Feels like yesterday.
yeah. But yeah, most of the time we just get hit up for shows. People ask us if we want to play something, and then we get filled up. Usually, like if it's not a tour, I don't really put much effort in like trying to book shows for us or anything, like
Right.
hitting places up or anything.
Right, right.
Do you guys find you're being asked? Do you even have to try to like set up a show as separate bands or as Sunshine? Is it
Not
just like
unless we like
Hey, we got
want
something
to. Like if we have like one of our friends coming through that needs a show,
Yeah.
or like some band will randomly hit us up and say, "Hey, we're coming through," and can you guys help set up a show or something? And if we can't help them set it up on that day, we'll find somebody who can.
Right.
But yeah, most of the time with the Fleece, I think, and Condor and Sunshine, we just get asked to play shows. So we don't really have to put much effort in. I know at the beginning we had to like put ourselves out there like quite a lot.
Yeah.
And then
asking to get on bills and stuff and like yeah.
Hey, can
Playing
we get on
with
this show
Nielsen.
even though no one knows who we are?
We don't need any money, man. We just need.
We want to get paid in exposure, okay? We don't.
Oh, exposure, you say? Well, we got plenty of
plenty
shows.
That'll fill my belly.
Man.
We expect 20 people to be there. So
That means we'll get 50 exposures.
I want to ask about Dream Milk because I haven't listened to it yet. He's the only one that heard it in this household. Is this something you guys have been thinking about, like conceptualizing for a while as a project as a whole, or is this another thing that just kind of rolled up together? I mean, is this like your baby?
how long have we
One of
been
your
working on
babies?
this record?
We recorded it last year. We tracked it, I think, in like... No, because the Fleece record we recorded in December. So it must have been like... Or maybe November. I forget when we recorded the Fleece record. But it was after we recorded the Fleece record.
I think it was still winter time.
It was definitely winter. I think it was like late December, January or something.
like that.
But we tracked it and then...
Scrapped it.
Yeah, I got super lazy
I was
about
gonna
mixing.
say, sitting on it for a while.
Yeah, we've been sitting on it for quite a while.
Well, we like listened to what we had done, and I was like, I hate this. Like, this is not the vibe, dude.
And then I kind of tinkered at it for months, just like randomly sitting with it, doing some mixing, and then like get distracted and all that. And then we were all kind of like, hey, we should probably put out that album.
Yeah.
Like, so then I kind of like worked a little harder on mixing it and then sent stuff back and forth to them and until we had like some good mixes.
As far as it being our baby, in a way, I think that's kind of true. Because our first record was not our baby.
Right, okay.
That when we started jamming together, we had like a year's worth of random improv recordings that had just accumulated, and it was quite a bit of material.
Yeah, we could probably put out a couple more albums from all that. Like, it's a lot of stuff, and we'd just like find little bits, like a few of the songs we'd find little bits that sounded like a song, and then we just write lyrics and overdub lyrics on top of it, and then it just became a song on top of an improv.
That's pretty much what that whole first record was just like improv stuff that we were like,
Yeah, there's not a single song on that album that was written.
So this is more...
I don't think.
Trapped in Flowers.
Oh yeah,
We
Trapped in
wrote
Flowers,
those.
like the title track. That was one that we had kind of put together
On the spot for the record though. Like we were like, we're gonna do this, well let's write a song, and then we like wrote it, put that record out. We sat down literally for like a night and chopped stuff. Then the next day we overdubbed, and then it was like later that week we had the release show, so it was all like really impromptu, like this and this.
Printed 20 CDs of it.
Yep.
Like,
And so as far as this record goes, this is our first record that we've
First child.
that we've like
Legit.
written songs for, written
Calculated.
lyrics for, you know.
Yeah, and like really kind of labored over the songs to get them right. There's not a lot of like overdubs on it either. It's not really overly complicated or anything. It's
pretty
definitely
stripped
like
down.
Nice.
the most like song driven thing that I've ever done, even like away from the Fleece, because we get Fleece songs kind of get jammy, not really in like a jam band Grateful Dead way or anything like that, but like it's not really your common structure of a song. Not that the Sunshine ones are like completely not like verse chorus, but
There's some poppy
some of them
stuff
are,
on there though, in a way that I don't think either of us had ever really approached a song.
yeah, kind of
as
taming it
before.
down, being softer, not trying to put a bunch of like crazy guitar solos or like intricate like musicianship in. Just kind of like this is what the song needs. Like, okay, it doesn't need anything on top of it. That's fine.
Letting the song breathe, speak for itself a little bit. So in a way, I guess it kind of is our baby. It's our first like, well, this is what we came up with, instead of like, well, this is what we have. You
I think we
know?
recorded it in 2 days.
Yeah, we
Two
did.
full days.
Yeah.
But had a lot of fun experimenting recording this one too. Different miking techniques and
Okay.
weird, dumb stuff.
Yeah, weird, dumb stuff. One song I sang into a megaphone that was going into a condenser mic that was then going through like this preamp, then going out to a pig nose amp, one of those little baby ones, you know?
Wow.
And then had a condenser on that. And that's like how we got like the megaphone vocal effect, which I could have just used like a preset on like an EQ plugin or something like that. Or like, no, let's do it like this.
That's cool. That's
Fun, though.
significant. It sounds like a significant project.
I think it was really fun. I think that comes through in the record. It's just like us, just like goofing around. We just finished up. I was talking to you about this earlier, but we just finished up that a short film for each individual song that spans the whole record, and I think thematically it's pretty close to what the record is, which is just like us on the spot, just coming up with goofy ideas and then doing them, and you know,
Yeah, it kind of turned into a story though,
yeah.
like the video did.
Well, just like the record did, right?
yeah,
Like,
exactly. The record came about in the organic way.
it was
kinda
all
like that.
goofy and like fun, and then like that's kind of like circles back around to like how I'm feeling about trying to plan stuff out and like control it versus like just letting it be what it is. And I think you get something that's a lot more authentic and like interesting when you don't do that.
Yeah, you don't get let down.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, if you make plans or you try to have like some kind of like goal, some like end goal for anything, like you're just gonna get let down if it doesn't go the way you planned it.
Right.
If you just kind of like go with the flow,
Alleviate
everything.
expectation, then it's
Yeah.
just like everything's
and no one else is let down, you know.
Yeah.
Like if someone's like, "Hey, you want to go like this Chinese restaurant 2 weeks with me at this time," and then something happens and you don't, like they're gonna be let down. So,
or you
I don't
go
know.
there and it's
Hit me
like
up day
crappy,
of.
you know?
Yeah, and it sucks.
But,
and
like,
you
day
get food
of.
poisoning, like puke all over your mom's plants and shit.
Poop your pants, you
Hey,
know,
poop
like
your pants.
9 out of 10 times you try and plan something out, you're gonna poop your pants. That's also a phrase that
TM.
saying
That's a TM.
I invented that
I hope
too.
you guys are keeping notes. No stealing. So, after this record, what's next? Are you gonna do anything with like the previous shit you had before, like messing around, or do you think you're gonna?
It'd be
Start from
fun.
Like
scratch or
those
something?
jams that we had before.
Yeah.
It'd be fun to break
I don't
into
know.
those.
Yeah, it would be kind of
Or
fun.
toss
toss
what's
them
in there. I don't
some new
know.
Stuff too?
Yeah, maybe. I think we're planning a tour. Maybe it's all tentative. Like there's been no concrete things, but maybe go down south in December when it's cold.
Yeah, I want to get away
Mm-hmm.
some at least a couple times whenever it gets really cold. Kind of
Yeah.
like get out of that winter depression.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Our buddy Andrew just moved down to Atlanta, so it'd be cool to go spend like 2 days down there, just like playing shows and dicking around.
Oh yeah.
It'd be fun. Yeah, but as far as like more music is concerned, I don't know.
Playing it
I
by
don't think I have
ear.
any plans. I have like a couple songs that I thought would be cool for another thing.
Mhm.
I'm sure you do too.
Yeah.
But we haven't talked anything about in
Mm-mm.
the future.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll break up like after these release shows.
Well,
I was
gonna-
just thinking it's kind of pointless asking because it's so like asking about the future of or what do you got planned next because it's like it's so organic, you know, seeming or sounding.
and all that
just comes
stuff we
together.
just said about not wanting to plan
Right.
stuff.
Right. Not
So
wanting
what
to
have you
force
planned
it.
next?
Well, let me give you an exclusive for your show. We're breaking up right now.
Yeah.
And I'm quitting. Actually, I'm kicking him out, and then I'm
Yeah.
quitting right now. So
Yeah, Bryson's gonna have to carry that torch.
Bryson's going to have to write the next one and then
Yeah.
ask me to come back. And I might.
Such an honor for you guys to do that here. Bring up on my podcast.
It's great, man.
I love
They're gonna love it. Man.
Yeah.
Put in the headline Sunshine Meltdown.
Yeah. That would be some bait right there.
What's your plan with the? What's your future plan for the that visual album? You're gonna just release it on YouTube or?
Yeah, I think
There's a little
so.
bit of in the air
VHS.
debate about how we want to do it. My opinion is that we should, because it really does play like a little series, you know, like each episode's like a series. I thought it would be cool to do like 2 episodes a day for like 4 days in a row, like release one in the morning, one in the afternoon, one in the morning, one in the afternoon,
I like
and just
that.
like tentatively like 4 days, and then like put out the whole thing on YouTube as a whole. But I was talking to Bryson this morning. He's like, dude, can't stop thinking about just like putting the whole thing out at once, just making people watch 20 minutes. And I was like,
Right.
I
It's
see
not
that
that
too.
long of an amount of time.
It's not.
you know?
It's really not.
I think it'd be cool to put it all out at once, but on the other hand, I don't really give a shit.
Yeah.
Like
It was
as
so
long as
fun.
the whole thing gets out there at some point, I really don't care.
Yeah.
Like
What if
'cause
you put it out at once, like as one full video, and then release like the separate parts of it as well? Like
yeah, we
total,
could
like,
do it all
playlist
at
of
once,
some
just
sort.
like separate clips if people wanted to watch like something separate, not fast forward.
Was there much? Damn, back to the planning shit. I mean, when coming together to do the visual itself, I don't know how much you want to give away about it, but did you have anything written out? Any kind of concept for the video?
We
You
had
guys
2
just told-
concepts
Okay.
going into the video: dress like cowboys and milk.
Okay.
Yes.
And those,
Yeah, it was you texted me, you said and you like labeled it as like 1, we dress as cowboys and go walk through some fields. 2, we wear suits and drink milk. And that's kind of what we did. We didn't wear suits, but I was apprehensive because I thought he wanted to do 2 music videos in one day, and I'm just like, oh no, there's no way we could do 2 music
Right.
videos in one day. How are we gonna do that? And then we just went out and started shooting, dressed as cowboys, and then ended up with like over 20 minutes worth of like usable footage.
Right. Okay.
And I'd already made a music video for the title track, like at the beginning of the summer, so we just like plopped that in there. But yeah, it's kind of about it. We didn't plan anything while filming it. We just kind of shot stuff that we thought would be funny, like out in cornfields and stuff. But it kind of turned out being
dramatic.
Bryson as a cow, and it kind of foreshadows like his death at the beginning.
Okay.
Don't give too much away now.
Wow.
People will see it. Who gives a shit? Then it's kind of his dream milk of him being a human and not having to be a cow anymore, roaming around and having fun, doing drugs and stuff,
Right.
Drinking milk.
drinking milk,
Right.
of course.
What does any
producing milk?
what anybody wants in the world? They want to drink the milk. You know, they don't want to
Cows can't drink
produce
their
it.
own milk. Their stomachs can't handle it.
What are they,
How, 4
cannibals?
stomachs? Cows got 4 stomachs, 3 stomachs.
Not enough.
8.
Not enough for all that milk.
They can't.
They can't handle it. They have
Cows don't
8?
get to dream.
Yeah.
Cows don't get to
16
dream.
stomachs?
They're just the givers.
One per udder, I heard.
One per udder.
That's where the milk
Per
accumulates.
udder. That sounds like.
Per udder.
Yeah,
udder,
what's that?
that's-
Let's should Google that word. What's per udder?
That's your next
Rudder.
album title.
Yeah, that's our
Paul's-
next album. There you go.
That's Paul Rudd's brother.
Oh, he's my per udder.
Oh, per udder over there. I call him Pa.
Wow, that's beautiful.
It really is. It really is. I mean, between like editing last night and like today, I've probably watched it like 5 or 6 times, and it gets the job done. It's really, I think it's hilarious.
You have a date you guys are gonna release that? Or are you gonna put it out the same?
I don't know.
What, the video?
Videos.
Yeah.
I don't know, because I think the album's going to hit Spotify like October 6th or later or something like that. Bryson's taking care of that.
It'd be cool to
But-
have it like leading up to the.
Yeah, if we did your idea of like doing the separate clips, I think it would work out good like leading up to the full album. Like maybe the full thing gets dropped like on the day that it hits
Right.
Spotify and all that stuff.
Oh hell yeah.
But
That'd be dope.
I kind of
Strategic.
want the CD to do well. And it sounds better on CD than streaming, like most things do.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So if you've made it this far, please come to our show and buy our CD.
Please.
This
God
Friday,
damn you.
9/27, September 27th. Roz Talks, 8 p.m. Come buy the record.
It's my birthday that
It's
day.
Ryan's
No,
birthday.
I guess his birthday. Shit.
Yeah, you gotta come say happy birthday.
You gotta pay to see him.
You gotta pay. I mean,
I won't come outside the whole
These
night.
niggas,
birthday
we're
boy,
hiding him
what?
inside.
Yeah.
You gotta come find him.
hell yeah. And then you got another one in Peoria.
Yep.
Yeah, the next day.
9/28 at the
The
portal.
old back and forth. I'm doing play today here. Tomorrow I play again with Dar Sombra in Peoria, and then I come back up and do the Sunshine, and then go back to Peoria
Jesus,
for
dude.
Sunshine.
Bow, 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 bow.
Gas money.
You guys just need to move up here.
Hey,
Yeah, you
there's
know.
an idea.
Well, that's why I asked. I wasn't
Everyone
sure.
keeps saying that.
They all keep saying.
One more question about your future plans that you haven't made.
Give it up, everybody. The guys who don't plan a damn thing yet come up with awesome shit.
We don't even know how we got here. Like,
Yeah.
You guys
We
must
just-
be geniuses. You
we just showed up here and it was like,
this is-
"What are you doing today?" Oh,
is
you
this a
wanted to interview
podcast
us?
studio?
Yeah.
You know, I told you like an hour ago or something. I was like, "Hey man, don't we have to leave in like an hour?" And he looked at me like a deer in headlights. Like, oh,
It's like, that is today.
Fuck.
like stone cold sober. Like,
Yeah.
Well, do you guys plan to make music until you're dead?
Yeah.
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 Hell yeah.
Mhm.
I'd probably die if I didn't make music. So
Might as
Yeah.
well make it till you die then.
yeah.
Hopefully I die soon. It's getting really exhausting.
Yeah,
I got nothing else going for me, really.
Live long enough. It's just
I mean, with the climate and everything acting
Right?
up, yeah, who can really say?
got
You
about-
snowflake, that shit's.
Hey,
Get that out of here.
Come on there, libtard. Get the hell out of here with that shit. Bro, your lava lamps, man. You know how much that's affecting the environment right now? Just that one lava lamp.
Is that leather? God damn it.
this is pleather. This is from a fake cow.
Oh, so it's plastic. Great. Even better.
This is made from pure petroleum. This is an oil hat. This is an oil man's hat. All right. Hey,
It looks like it.
yeah. Take my hat off to you.
Yeah.
Well, you guys look amazing,
Thanks.
especially the hat. I gotta say.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Got
oh,
my-
and the overall good
I'm
aesthetic.
digging the overalls.
Thanks, man.
It's like
I think on Friday, Ryan said he's definitely on board for this. We're gonna dress like the Cowboys.
did not say
He did
that.
say he was going to.
Not
He's
agree to that.
Well, it's on
very
record now
excited.
that he said you
I
did
guess I'm
say
doing it. I guess we have to plan on doing that now.
Hey, I dress like a
Just put 'em
cowboy
in the
all the
trunk.
time in my free
Yeah.
time.
they'll be there in the trunk.
Anyway,
Now we'll probably dress like cowboys on Friday.
yeah,
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude.
yeah, man.
Yes, sir.
That's what it's
That's
about.
a theatrical element of some sort.
You know, and I just wanted to say a couple words about the record too, and I've been saying this all over the internet, all over the blogs. You know, we got Rolling Stone reaching out to us, and the message remains the same, which is that we're really looking to form a union between the psychedelic experience and the experience of being a farmer, because there's so much overlap in there that gets overlooked. You know what I mean? When you overlook the overlap, you start to see some really crazy things. So you know, you're sitting there with your pail, you're milking the cow, and that milk, the cream starts to rise, and that pattern, you know, you start to see a reflection in there, a dreamy reflection of yourself. Ooh. And when you reflect on that, you know, that's where true insight comes from, the true feedback into to being in this world. And we're just really trying to bring more attention to that, you know.
Oh, yeah, it's like I always say, why do DMT when you could just stare at a pail of milk?
Chop some wood.
There you go.
I don't need mushrooms. I got some morels I found out in the timber.
Some more.
Fuck your Xanax, man. Give me an axe and a pile of wood, man. I'm fucking stress free.
The only acid I'm worried about is the acid buildup in my esophagus from all the damn Busch Light I'm drinking, you know.
Bush
yeah.
latte.
So yeah, that's what I wanted to say about the record.
Well, that's great.
Very nice.
Well, thank you both for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having
Thanks
us.
for
I
having
know
us.
I gotta let you go soon. You gotta get back to hunting.
Mm-hmm.
Get back out there. I mean, who's not gonna put itself on the tail? Am I right?
Yep.
Sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
One more thing. Stay milky. I have to say that. Stay
You gonna come out with
milky.
merch? Stay milky or something? Or?
We're gonna have a shirt.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a shirt.
Yeah, we're
Friday.
gonna have a shirt. We'll have one shirt for sale.
Our first shirt.
Sale.
One shirt for sale. $150.
Ooh, that's
So,
cheap. I was thinking $250.
That's a good deal.
That's a good deal.
You know, we'll have Milk Vision glasses too.
Ooh.
Yeah, Milky Vision.
It's
You
pretty-
should sell your own glass bottles of milk or something.
I think we could. I don't
my
think we could
idea-
because it's at Rostocks.
They wouldn't
I
let
thought
us-
about it. We thought about making some crushing up some B vitamins and putting it in some milk.
My idea was what the dream milk was to me, and I can't speak for these guys, but what the dream milk was to me was just regular whole milk mixed with NyQuil and DayQuil. Like you pour equal parts into that, about 50% that concoction, the rest whole milk. That's how you get the dream milk. That was my idea.
It makes so much sense.
Talked to Ben at Rostox. He was not on board for that because minors, you know.
Yeah.
But
Real quick, so Dream Milk is being released on different platforms on the 27th, 9/27.
Only on CD.
Only on CD.
Only on CD.
So if you want this shit, Rostox, 9/27.
Yep.
We also have some copies at Ragged
Okay.
next door to Rostox. So,
And you mentioned something about it hitting Spotify. Is that when it's gonna probably?
it'll hit all streaming platforms sometime
Early
mid-October.
Gotcha. Okay.
Hell yes, boys.
yes, indeed.
Hell yeah.
Thank you again.
Thanks for having us, Cody.
Thanks for listening.
Stay milky.
It's a blast. Stay milky.